Welcome to Mitten Music,
Season 4, Raw, Live, and Authentic. Episode 26 for the superfans Ralph and Deb from West Michigan.
Well, Ryan, we've got a different interview today. Very different because we are interviewing fans of music and also musicians. So we'll get into that a little bit too. But we have Ralph and Deb. So this is kind of how we became to know you guys. It's interesting. I saw you, Ralph, at I don't even remember the concert, but it was a show at the Pyramid Scheme. I've been to so many. Saw you there walking around, and I think you had a hat on. That's why I remembered you. And
was it a fedora?
No,
I just added a fedora.
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
I could picture a fedora. That's why.
And then I think I might have seen you again at a different show at the Pyramid Scheme, but I don't remember that exactly. But I do recall at the Stray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw you there. I'm like, now, okay, there's something going on. Either this individual knows a band is like family or something like that. So I'm like, I'm going to go up and talk and introduce myself to him. So we talked for a few minutes, and that was not the case. And I met Deb at the time, and both of you, and you guys wowed me. And first of all, you're just like, oh yeah, you got to go see this band and this band, and you were just labeling off. And after the fact, you actually we exchanged cards, and you sent me a list of a bunch of bands that I should check out that I hadn't heard of. It was the Battle of Bands at the Stray that night,
Right?
And then Ryan and I,
you introduced me to him at the Pyramid Scheme.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it was Carbon Decoy show or something.
it might have been
Ficus, Carbon Decoy, somebody else. I feel like,
We're big time Ficus fans.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something real quick. It could be a cop out being like, oh, we're gonna have an episode of some super fans. Yeah, okay, just get anybody off the street, right? We never talked about doing this. I never even thought we would do this, but we met these guys. We're like, we have to talk to these people. They have so much experience, so many more years of experience of the kind of stuff we like. We got to talk to these guys.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad that you guys were able to make it out. This is so cool.
Yeah. So we just continued to talk. We saw each other at the Jammies, and we threw out there, hey, you gotta come on the show. It'd be great. And here we are.
I can tell you how it started with us.
Yeah, that's a great place to start.
When I first came down here, I'm a fan of Jake Allen. I don't know if you're familiar, but he was playing at the Stray.
It's right after COVID.
Okay.
So we went there, marvelous show, fell in love with the place.
Mm-hmm.
The people are so cool. They're so artist oriented.
Yep.
So we started going regularly, and then they started doing the battle, and that was really interesting, which is not really a battle. It's a showcase, you know.
We've been to all of them.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
So that's what started us, was the Stray. And then we started going to the Pyramid. So we kind of split our time between those two places. We go to Tip Top every so often, Turnstiles every so often, GLC
once in a while.
When there's a big that one gets more expensive, so it's like you really got to know. You really want to see a show.
Yeah.
We're really dedicated to the local stuff.
Yeah,
you know. So we went to the in the Valley Below show, for example.
We were mentioned. Yeah, I was at that same one.
And they had a $25 deal last year.
Okay.
So we took advantage of that.
I think I did the same thing. I remember that.
So, but we're really wanting to support the local music, and the reason for that is because of the quality, because they're so good.
It's amazing here.
The players are so good. The writing is so good. And
the community around it is pretty phenomenal.
The collaborative, supportive community. It's
collaboration over competition. Isn't that what we say?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We love them. They love us.
Yeah. And we love you. That's why we needed to have you.
Well, and that's the cool thing is that you can they're accessible. You can go up and talk to people in between their sets or after the show.
Like
or whatever.
Ficus and Low Phase are my two favorites. And we're like family with them.
Yeah.
You know?
And not only them, but their
parents.
girlfriends and their parents and their grandparents. And
you've met them all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, you just talked about those are probably your two favorite bands.
Yeah.
So I assume your influence is because you like rock music,
Right.
Okay, so you like rock music. You kind of grew up on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pop.
She kind of ranges into pop, whereas I'm more on the progressive side of things as my home base. But when you see our list, you'll see every
eclectic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly the right word.
Like, do you know Folias Duo?
I have heard of Folias. I've not seen them play.
They are phenomenal. They're both master artists. She's flute, he's classical guitar. Right now they're on tour out west, but they're neighbors of ours too.
Oh, wow.
So, and we've seen a lot of their shows and they're amazing. Classical, but amazing.
And self-composed, they write classical chamber music.
Dang.
That's cool.
And one step beyond that, we also witnessed Andrew's debut of his symphony that he wrote.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Some Mozart
a
stuff.
while ago.
Holy smokes. That's something we haven't thought about. Do we? Like, I have a neighbor down the street who's an opera singer. We could have her on.
I want
She's a
to be
professional.
one.
Did you? She's a professional opera singer. I'm like, what's your job? Like, we didn't really get into it, but I'm thinking, like, what is your day job? Like, what do you do? She just practices singing, and she's got shows, concerts, and whatever that she does. I'm like, wow. People can hire, like, she's been hired to do opera singing for advertisements or commercials and stuff like that. But that's cool. Like that, yeah. It's just those out of the bounds. You don't really think of a composer. Like, that's somebody we could talk to. That's different.
Yeah,
it's Michigan music, right?
Just beautiful.
Just a little bit different,
right?
Then we're
really accessible.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
I'll have to check that out. That's awesome.
They're touring out west right now, but they'll be back at the end of the month.
And you guys are in Grand Rapids, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yep.
Before Ralph, before you go into the list, you were saying how you checked out the Stray and stuff after COVID time. Were you not seeing a lot of shows pre-COVID?
Well,
as much as you are obviously now.
I wasn't here.
Oh,
I was in Benzie County.
Gotcha.
And I would go to a place called St. Ambrose Cellars. They're a meadery, and they have live music, but it's smaller local stuff.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what got me started.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then you moved over in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
COVID-ish time-ish, whatever.
And then we went crazy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
There have been some weeks where we're out 5 nights.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
It depends on who's playing.
That's got that much good stuff out there.
That's a little hard on me, though.
Right.
But you said, I think before we got on, that you like average like 2 nights a week?
At least.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really more like 3, because we're in the summertime, we're doing that noon show at Rosa Parks also on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Or Thursday morning.
Afternoon.
I heard Ann Arbor's got a cool one called Sonic Lunch.
I've heard of it.
I didn't. It's the first time I heard of it, and my boss at Sonic Coast was like, "It's not related to us. It's not anything Sonic Coast related. It's just coincidentally called Sonic Lunch." And Accidentals kick that off tomorrow. I think.
Yep.
Okay.
That's kind of how I started too.
Yeah.
I started following them when they were still in high school.
Oh my gosh, they are so awesome.
They were a 2-piece at that time. Yeah. Michael wasn't with them yet.
Yep. So sad.
And they were playing this thing called Friday Night Live in Traverse City, downtown Traverse City, where they they rope off a couple of blocks and have bands and vendors and all kinds of stuff. It's a summer thing up there.
Yeah.
And they were still in high school.
That's bonkers.
They were tight, and they went from song to song to song to song and switching, the multi-instrumentalists.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
They were really amazing
they're so talented, those girls.
As young as they were.
Yeah.
And that's where I first met Caleb from Low Face.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's my boyfriend.
Seeing
the Accidentals have a thing called Fam Grove, which is their base fan.
We were there. We got invited. We interviewed Accidentals, Rebel Eves, Low Phase at Fam Grove.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah. Rebel Eves.
Ooh,
yeah. Boy.
Oh,
right.
I haven't seen them, but we love Grace.
Oh my, Grace is the best.
Yeah.
The Rebel Eves are awesome. We'll get to them too in a little bit.
But anyway, they had this Fam Grove thing out in Leelanau County.
Mm-hmm.
And Caleb and his then girlfriend Jenna were doing a thing called Political Lizard.
Mm-hmm.
And
they did mention that
Jake Allen was playing with them as well. He actually did a tour with them as part of the band for a while too.
I didn't know that.
And so I saw all that. This is like 9-10 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
So give us the list. What do you got?
Yeah,
Let's some
read
of the
off-
bands that are your
So
guys-
these are your favorites.
This is a partial list of who we like.
Partial.
Low Phase, Ficus, Squatch, Candid Antics, 10 Peso version, Vagabonds. Love Vagabonds. That's new for me. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Earth Radio, Normal Mode.
Mhm.
August, Phabies, Michigan Rattlers, who I saw for the first time recently. I know they're established. Man, it's good. Emma Bieniewicz, somewhat new, and she's a new neighbor for us
She just
too.
moved into our
Oh,
neighborhood.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's great,
She's cool.
and we saw her in a thing called Magical Powers.
Okay.
That's a little more quirky and progressive,
I like it.
actually. Tiberius,
Heard of them.
Yep.
two of the best guitar players in the area.
Okay.
Common Molly,
Mhm.
so much fun.
Yep.
Max Lockwood.
Yeah, Max Lock. I've been getting into him.
We saw his album drop show at Midtown.
Mhm.
Loren Johnson, we saw her drop at Midtown.
Do you know Loren?
Yeah.
I've not heard of that.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
She's a contralto. She has a
Beautiful.
really
voice.
beautiful low range,
Ooh.
really smooth.
sultry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh.
really relationship ins and outs type.
Sure.
Lyrically and stuff. Really good.
It's
In the
probably
valley
starting
below. In the valley below.
Yes, in the valley below.
Which they almost don't count as local, but
Right.
but I do
Yeah,
because I know
'cause
they're here.
They're right in our back. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
right here, and they're so good. But
Yeah.
they're big.
Fever Haze.
Ooh, I don't know that one.
Oh, they're
Fever
great.
Fever Haze.
They're great.
They don't
Fever
play
Haze.
often.
Okay.
Nathan Walton,
Yep.
who
Yeah.
is so
He's cool.
talented
Mhm.
Yeah.
and a great guy. We've come to know him pretty good too.
Cool.
The Temperances.
I feel like I.
That's
Let's think of-
Olivia from August.
Vargas,
Okay.
Marley from Low Phase, and
Audrey.
Audrey Pearson. It used to be
Pearson.
Pearson.
Yeah.
It's Van.
She's mainly a single.
Okay.
Marley did tell us about other projects that she
Yeah.
was with when we talked to them
Yeah,
last year.
Yep. They're
I just forgot that was
Yeah.
the name of it, but I knew she was in.
Yeah, that's the Temperances.
Cool.
Mars Fade is her solo thing
Yes.
which is she's
Marley's.
having a show in July.
at Meyer Gardens.
Meyer Garden.
Okay.
Oh, at
Wow.
Meyer Gardens. She
And
didn't play that long ago at Pyramid Scheme with Emma, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who she's. She might be warming up for Rebel Eves, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a Tuesday.
Tuesday night,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm really looking forward to Rebel Eves
Dude,
because
they are-
I love Grace.
Oh, it's like Grace, and then you just added those two other gals. It's freaking
Yeah.
sweet.
Mhm.
Bree Stoner.
Yeah, we like Bree Stoner.
Yeah, Whorled.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Colt
Mhm.
Snuffer. Do you know Colt Snuffer?
No.
Yes,
I
yes.
love
He
Colt Snuffer
does
and
what-
the Dead Horseman.
He does what they call Southern Gothic rock.
I love the
It's
sound
almost
of that.
it's almost like H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Look it up.
I will.
He's really cool.
I'm glad we're recording this so I can go back later and make sure I don't miss all this.
Jake Allen. I have you seen Jake Allen?
No,
Not seen
I don't believe I have.
He is probably the most complete solo artist that I've ever seen.
Singer.
Ooh.
He was
he
just
do-
in town.
He does looping, plays acoustic guitar and looping and tapping and now lately he's been playing with a bass player as well.
Okay.
But so good and a great writer, great singer, great guitar player. Jake Kershaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff turned me on to him.
I saw him years ago in Hudsonville here.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like
just a kid.
a blues wonder
he
kid.
was like 18 at the time when I
Yeah.
saw him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, last time we saw him, it was his 21st birthday. His recordings are a little bit different than his show. He's more bluesy
Mhm.
in his show,
Okay.
and this is more regular, straight up rock songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what
but
you mean.
the great part of his show is when he does Voodoo Child.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Oh man,
Heck yeah.
so good,
He
so
can
good.
rip it. Sweet.
Overdrive Orchestra.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we love them. We love them.
Lost Magic. You might
Yep.
not know.
Yeah, I do know. I saw
Yeah.
them at
No.
the
Pyramid,
Stray.
the Stray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, lost.
Cool little thing.
Yeah.
You know, and like you can see that everything is different here on this list.
Yep.
Empress Eyes, we love Claire.
Yep.
She has her presentation is so joyous. She just loves being on stage. It's really fun to watch.
It's always good.
Cosmoknights.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Josh,
Josh.
I think Josh is brilliant.
Those guys are
Yeah.
awesome.
He's got something. That
Yeah.
little something.
Yeah,
He
you
does
know
the
he-
emceeing at the Stray
Yeah.
times, and he just does it unbelievable.
You're like, when are you moving to Hollywood?
Right, that's what I
I
say,
feel like. When
too.
you seem to be someone that should be in
could take
Hollywood.
Ryan Seacrest's job.
Yeah.
You know?
He could do so many things. Yeah.
So maybe this is a good time to talk about the story.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
because you guys know them pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
well.
Hunter.
All of them. Yeah,
parents-
Hunter, of
Hunter
course.
is part of the Stray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when Kyle started playing the guitar in the set,
Yeah.
that was like perfect.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, I was in a band in the 70s and 80s. But,
And what was the
Right
band
there,
called?
right
This
there.
is
it was called the Elliott
Elliott
Black
Black
Band,
Band.
based
Elliott
out of
Black.
Muskegon.
Was Elliott anybody in the band?
No,
No.
the bass player just made it up.
I think
out of
that's
whole-
cool.
whole cloth.
I love that.
He was hot too.
But I went to Windsor, Canada,
Mhm.
to order some custom-made boots. Paid $350 for them. Yeah,
Back in 1970.
1974
Wow.
or whatever.
That was super
From
expensive back then.
from a fellow named Master John. And now, recently, by the way, I looked him up, and he's famous.
Ooh.
He was actually out of Toronto. This was a satellite store,
Okay.
but he made boots for Bowie and all the glam rockers and everything.
Wow.
Anyway, so I wore them,
On stage, yeah.
and
So
when
did
I-
you, just going back, so what drove you to get custom made boots? You just wanted them as part
it
of
just seemed
the-
like the thing to do for what we were doing.
Okay.
We were doing this strange flute-driven original stuff, and you kind of heard a little bit of it there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, we'll definitely put a
but we
link
were
to
we were
the song.
we were performers. It wasn't jeans and t-shirt back in those days. A lot of people did spandex and all that. We didn't. We did jeans and leather and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really wanted them, and then when I was done, I stuck them in a suitcase and put them in storage for 50 years.
Oh man, 50 years.
Until we saw Josh, and I said, "This kid
Needs
needs
these
my
boots.
Yeah.
So we gave them to him.
Were those the boots that he wore here?
Yes. those-
Like
Yeah, oh,
it's
yeah.
part now. It's
Yeah.
part of his outfit.
He wears them on stage.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Like he always wears these boots.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I feel like he made a comment about the boots when he was here or something. He was taking them off, or I remember seeing these boots. I'm like, dang, those are cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I
just remember it.
I felt like he was the one and only person to
Wow.
Pull it
to
off.
pass
Did you
on.
forget you had those boots?
No, no.
Oh, you all right.
I just saw him. I said, "Yep, I know what I'm going to do."
Dang.
That's cool.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
You're right. It's
But
good.
he's a great guy. We
Yeah.
really like.
He's a great performer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's his narrations that are so integral to the show too, and that's what I really like.
Yep.
Even beyond everything else.
Yep.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole
Mhm.
performance.
Exactly.
There's a whole story behind the whole
Mhm.
thing. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Never seen anything like it.
it's pretty cool.
Fun.
Did we get through the list?
Well, we were at Cosmoknights. I
Yep.
got Cameron Blake,
Oh, yeah.
Ralston, Erica Daly, Graham Parsons, who I think is the best singer, the best male singer
Cool.
around.
He's with the
Um,
go rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, the go rounds out of Kalamazoo.
Cool.
That's
Where-
just
where
a
we at?
taste.
Right.
Ragbirds, I love. I can't think. Aaron. Breathe Owl Breathe. Midwest Skies. They're kind of a.
I've heard of them.
They're
Yep.
kind of skater punk.
Yeah, I was gonna say emo-ish, something
But
like pop.
Really good at it.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yep. Midwest guys, I remember them.
Odd Space. Love Odd Space.
Yes, I Cicada, that song Cicada, I used to play all the time.
So, we talked about Grace.
Mhm.
Grace Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Somebody we just saw recently. The Rupple brothers.
Oh, the Rupple brothers.
Yeah.
Rupple, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, you mentioned them to me before.
They're
And we interviewed their violist.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Connor.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Mess-
we said why
Connor
not as
He's
well.
in Why Not
Yeah,
also.
so,
yeah.
But anyway, they're Americana elevated to an art form. It was
Cool.
phenomenal show.
Hmm.
Folias duo we talked about. Molly, we just saw Molly for the first time.
Okay.
She's
Heard of her. Yep.
she's kind of soul avant-garde jazz. Really, really interesting. Verve pipe we talked about. Levitator,
Oh, we just interviewed them not
Yeah.
long ago.
Yeah.
a brand new one. And this shows how eclectic we are.
Okay.
Alex Teller with pedal steel Andy Travis. This is country.
Ooh, yeah.
But good.
He sounds like Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Writes really great songs. Our philosophy is good is good.
Yeah.
I don't care what the genre is.
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, you've hit on a lot of different genres. I mean, we typically don't have, we have a certain genre we like or genres.
Yeah.
You like your thing. I like my thing. Sometimes they cross and blend.
Mhm.
And we have your go-to. But when we listen to these bands or we interview these bands and we really dive in, like, we really enjoy the bands. Like they're, like you said, they're good. They're talented. There's so much talent
Here.
here.
Amazing.
It's crazy. And it's just, you don't have to go far to go
Nope.
see something.
It's embarrassment of riches here.
It is.
Like you just listed off like 30 bands.
Right.
And
Well,
I'm-
I'm not even done
And,
yet.
and I would imagine a good chunk of them are in West Michigan.
Yes,
Not just
yes.
Michigan, just West
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
A good, like, there's so many more. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're right. The quality is just,
You know, earlier in this list, I had
I think of it.
Michigan Rattlers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're like alt rock, alt country Springsteen.
Yeah.
If you can imagine that.
Yeah, right. Isn't that crazy?
It was so cool. And then we talked about Audrey Pearson, who's part of the Temperances. Somebody you probably didn't hear about because she's not around. Her name is Gianna Stansel.
No.
She does a pop thing,
Okay.
hip hop pop thing.
Ooh. Interesting.
Really, really good. She's got records on Bandcamp and stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to check her out. But
Cool.
she's going to Berkeley right now, learning
The music.
songwriting.
Yeah.
So she's not around, but we met her as a barista at the Stray.
Yeah.
Nice.
Talking about Berkeley, we just interviewed a band called Wide Track. Talk about progressive rock.
I've seen them
Wide Track.
on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're a father son.
Yeah.
He's
two
going,
piece.
The son's going to Berkeley right now, but we just interviewed him and
Yeah.
good stuff.
They're cool.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a cool. They got a cool story.
Yeah.
They were good.
THV. Do you know THV?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our friends, the Ultraviolets, introduced us to THV, I
Yep,
believe.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So we've
You know, I've actually not seen them. I've heard their name, but
same. I
TH
haven't.
or
Ultraviolets. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're cool. I
Yeah.
saw that Mulligans.
Yeah.
But THV, I have not seen yet.
they're like
I just know of them and heard their music.
they're like Zappa meets Devo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their music is almost too smart for me.
Oh yeah.
It's a challenge.
I like that. That's
A pop guy called Cordero. Have you ever heard of him?
Cordero.
He's kind of like a Ed Sheeran kind of thing.
Oh.
Really, really good. He of all these bands, he probably has the most commercial potential.
Sound. Yeah.
Okay.
One of his songs in particular is that one about that's about his guitar, which is about his wife, which is about his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Airplay Ready.
Dang.
Anna Gale.
Oh yeah, we just had them on not long ago.
Yeah,
Such
that's a cool
good
story.
writing and two amazing voices.
Yep.
Have you seen the fact that they put out like 13, 14 albums this year?
No,
Wow.
They put out.
I haven't
so-
seen them quite a
You got to
while.
listen to our episode on that
It's
because
crazy.
it's the most mind blowing. The story is really crazy.
Yeah, but they're
You gotta
really
dig
good.
into that.
Yeah.
We like Brian Oberlin and Full Chord. You know,
Yep.
once
Okay.
again, not my genre, but he's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Pretoria, who's not really local anymore, but they're awfully good.
Yeah, they
They-
used to be
Really cool.
Michigan based.
Yeah,
I think
they were-
still got people.
They were
Yeah,
here.
They come back.
They were GR and they play here
Yeah.
still. And then there's a jazz band called Space Bar.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
They're kind of avant-garde.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Progressive.
Sweet. I like.
So that's our partial list. Of
Yeah, I mean, that's only the start, right? That's all you get. I mean, if you're going out 2 to 3 times a week, you're seeing a lot of bands, and so that's awesome. Like you said, it's covering a lot of genres, a lot of music, a lot of bands. So you mentioned some of the venues you go to, like the Stray, the Pyramid Scheme, every once in a while, Turnstiles. Is there a favorite, or is it just depends?
Yeah, the Stray and Pyramid are our
okay.
most
we haven't
frequent.
ventured out much.
Yeah.
We just kind of stay local.
Yeah.
But you did mention before we go on, there's a new venue in the area that you went and saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Oh, that was quite a show too.
The lab.
The lab. It's
Something lab.
Something lab. Yeah.
We'll look it up and put a link in the episode.
Okay.
So we can check it out.
But
yeah.
we'll
just call it the lab for now.
It's a performance space, but really designed for live audience recording and video.
That's a cool thing.
And the occasion that brought us to, because we weren't aware of the place at all, was Papa Vegas, who was big in the 90s here in the area, and had a recording contract and all that, and things didn't quite work out, but they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I have a couple of their recordings too, but they were wanting to record a video for to commemorate their history. They also had a visual. The entire back of the stage was projected pictures of them back in the day in England when they were recording in England. So there was this
cool
visual on the back. But anyway, Joel Ferguson is the lead singer for Papa Vegas, and he's now a recording studio.
Planet Sunday.
Yeah.
Planet Sunday Studios. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the reason we know of him, because we weren't here, I wasn't here in the 90s.
Yep.
Is we know his children.
Yep.
From Low Phase.
Yeah, you do.
His son Miles plays drums, and his daughter Marley plays guitar for Low Phase.
Yep.
And Cam plays trumpet every so often too.
Yep.
And he's on their record too.
Yep.
And it really works. The trumpet really works for their music.
Heck yeah.
So they were the warm-up act.
That's pretty sweet.
And Dad was beside himself.
Oh man.
Not because of nepotism, just because they're good.
Yeah, right.
And not only are they good, but they have a sound and a style that is not reminiscent of anything but them.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most unique in a very normal sort of way.
Yeah.
That we follow. And then when they were done, and they got a standing ovation from the crowd.
Yeah.
Papa Vegas came out. So I'm watching them, but the whole Low Phase band is lined up against the wall, just watching Dad.
Yep.
And bopping and bopping.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And Papa Vegas was great.
They're
as well.
cool.
And the other thing I observed, we know Joel's wife Sarah as well. And I watched her out of the corner of my eye, and she's singing every lyric of every song. It just broke my heart.
Yeah.
What a cool family.
That's cool.
It was such a cool show.
So is that how many people do you think that place holds
then? 60, 70, something like that,
maybe more.
You think?
It's set up for probably that much, but it could probably hold more than that. But
it's underutilized.
Cool. And we just met one of the owners recently here, so because he had seen us around, so he's
right.
Yeah.
It's over kind of like by the ball field.
Yeah. We'll find the name and we'll link them in the episode so everybody knows who we're talking about when we talk about go check out the lab. I got to go check out the lab.
I know.
It sounds cool.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
We're blessed with so many good female singers in this area. Hannah Lane, is preeminent, but Olivia is really good. Emma's really good. Loren's really good.
Have you guys heard of Canon Wren?
I know the name. We've not seen her.
Haven't
She
seen
was
her
she's
show.
a good singer. She is younger, and I feel like she's getting her bearings around stuff. She's doing like a Taylor Swift tribute band.
That's
She
Yeah, I
got
saw that.
solo stuff, and
Mhm.
she had, to me, I felt like she had a really nice voice. I'm like, I wonder what she's going to be doing in 10 years. Like,
Mhm.
but yeah, her voice always kind of comes to mind when I think of good singers as well. So, and she's young enough where it's like, keep your eye on her.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I would agree.
And another person, she's also playing with Why Not. Caitlin Cusack is really
Oh,
good
Caitlin.
too.
Yeah.
I know her. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's really good.
And
She
she's out of
does a
Kalamazoo, I
solo
think.
thing.
Yeah.
No, I think she's out of Ionia actually.
Ooh.
Didn't she?
It's where she grew up, I think.
Yeah.
With Billy
Down
Strings.
there.
She went
I
to the same school as Billy.
School as Billy.
You did?
Not
Years
the same
ago.
year, though.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because he was like yesterday.
Yeah.
He's so freaking young. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were sending.
He's amazing.
Oh my god, we saw him. Yeah, we went to Van Andel and saw him. It's the first time I've seen him live.
Dylan.
Blown away.
I saw him at the Opera House in Traverse City.
Ooh,
That tour that he did with his stepdad.
Ooh, wow,
It
that
was
was
Your
really
mom,
cool.
right?
Really cool.
With
I
your
know.
mom?
Yeah, my mom.
That's cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Dang.
Yeah.
Something else. Yeah, the first half an hour we see him playing, it's like, I think this is still the same song. It's like 30 minutes in. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I love this. No
Yeah.
wonder he plays for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Now, the Accidentals kind of grew up with him. And, he first got famous in the Traverse City area,
Okay.
and he did a thing with a fella from Traverse City named Don Julin.
Oh yeah, I've heard it down. Yep.
And that's how Billy's
Got up
start
there.
happened. So he became regionally famous from that. But they started out playing an open mic in Traverse City at a place called the Hayloft.
Okay.
The Accidentals, Billy, my son's girlfriend, Ruby John, who's a fiddler,
Ooh.
professional.
Wow.
She plays. It seems kind of bluegrassy, kind of a cross between Irish and bluegrass, but it's actually
Interesting.
a style of playing called métis.
She's Native American.
Yes, which
Métis.
developed in Canada between the native population, the First Nations, and the Scotch and Irish up there.
Interesting.
And it's called métis, METIS.
Oh, I was not expecting to learn something that cool tonight. That just sounds interesting.
Yeah,
Cool.
and
Okay.
she's really good too. She sings as well.
That's cool.
That's my son's girlfriend.
That's
All right. So Ralph, you probably really appreciate the music. I mean, you were a musician when you were younger. So,
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that band. So you kind of mentioned it earlier, but how long did this go for?
Well,
Elliott Black.
I played professionally for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There were 3 bands.
Okay.
So there were different phases and different things. And the scene was different back then. We started out just doing all originals, which the clubs didn't want.
Even back then.
It's different than it is now. They wanted covers. They wanted danceable covers.
They want-
But we had to do, 4 45-minute sets.
Wow.
So that's a lot of material.
Yeah.
So we kind of specialized in semi-popular rock covers, but deep cuts.
Okay.
Because I'm a baritone, I'm not a tenor, and so the material we had to select kind of that I could
Makes sense.
that I could perform, handle. So we were a little bit different. And then there was a middle band, and then the last band I was in the early 80s was like a pop new wave thing. And that was actually the most fun. We did U2 and NXS and
Oh yeah.
Yep. You saw
Stuff
my
like that.
Kick album over there.
yeah.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. Cool.
That's awesome.
Tried being a booking agent for a while.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh. It's for bands themselves
Yeah.
or for venues? For the bands.
no,
for
the-
different bands, I would imagine.
For bands, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were like back then, where were some of the places, the venues that you like to go see shows, or I guess even play at, since you were playing at some place?
Well, there was a really nice club in Muskegon called the Rock Saloon. That was kind of big. The Silver Dollar in Lansing was a big deal.
The Silver Dollar. Sounds familiar.
The Coral Gables in Lansing, Coral Gables in GR, the Bavarian.
Ionia Inn.
Yeah, that's where we met.
Yeah.
Sort of.
He didn't know me. I just knew him from the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
We almost met one time. She got bumped by her dance partner and fell
On the stage.
onto the stage right at my feet.
Oh, that's one way to
I don't remember that. She told me.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
We met years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in addition to the bands, we've come to know the family that runs the Stray pretty good.
Yeah. Jeff and Karen.
We've got a good relationship with Jeremy, the manager of the Pyramid Scheme.
Mm-hmm. And the staff are great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Those are two of our favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to know Jeremy pretty good. I know he's been around all this time, but Vandenberg owns the place, doesn't he? Jeff Vandenberg.
Yeah, I don't know them.
I
just know Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeff. All the artwork you see, not if they have art prize pieces up, but a lot of the pyramid scheme artwork, it's all him.
He does.
No
that?
kidding.
He does. He does all the different types of art too, like the movie that might be like an icon. It was like a Superman, or I know he's got a couple. I don't know if they're records, but he does this artwork of like iconic actors or someone from a movie. Like the Joker would be one. I know I just listed like 2 superheroes, but he's got more than that. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of some others that he has there. It's just interesting art. He's very cool. The pinballs are all his jam. Like he loves pinball machines and keeps that going. So he's a pretty cool guy. That's a special place, I feel.
Yeah, I really love it. Well, I got another story then.
All right.
We talked about what's Luke Dean's band, Vagabonds.
Vagabonds.
We saw Vagabonds at what used to be the Reptile House.
Yeah, yes, I remember the Reptile House.
Yeah. Anyway, I loved them.
Cool.
What kind of genre are they?
It's lower tempo, dreamy rock stuff.
Okay.
A little bit angsty, a little bit. Really, really good. And
you had dreamy and angst in the same.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah. So I loved them, and I liked them so much, I got a hold of Jeremy right away. Tried to get him a job. Well, they know all about him. He works there.
He works there.
He worked there. His girlfriend, Luke's girlfriend, runs lights there.
Oh, okay.
And they knew all about him. So
yeah.
he didn't need a job.
Yeah.
Old news.
But they're really good.
Vagabonds. Yeah, I had not. I don't think I.
Luke Dean is the fellow's name.
Luke Dean.
But he's part of a production or a promoter. He's a promoter also. I can't remember what he goes by.
Promotes different shows.
Yes.
Okay, I had to clarify because he could have been promoting fights, or, who knows?
But I would highly recommend him.
Heck yeah, Luke Dean.
I love it when I see people like yourselves going to a lot of shows. I mean, you guys are going way more than I go to, but yeah, I mean, it's awesome. And I think just if people got out once a month and got to see.
Well, we're retired. So.
Yeah, I understand, but still, well, cool.
Yeah, thank you.
This has been a great conversation.
This is awesome.
Love the insight. Loved hitting on all of the bands and the things that you guys. I'm just glad you guys are getting out, and I hope more people will do the same.
But the bottom line is we love it because it's so good.
Yeah. You wouldn't if it sucked.
Yeah.
You hear that, bands?
And I have a critical ear.
One of the bands told me, I asked another band if they had met Ralph and Deb yet. And they said, I can't even remember who it was, but they said, when you're at a show, we know we've made it.
Yeah.
I said,
yes.
Oh my God.
I like
what
that.
Responsibility.
I like
right?
that. You for sure now. And you guys, someone else is saying that about you.
About us.
So you
Yeah.
can feel good.
Wasn't us saying it.
Yes, you don't have to hold yourself to it. So it's okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, thank you guys for driving out here and making the trek over to hang out.
It was fun.
This was so cool. Thank you. It was a blast.
Can't wait to see you at the next show.
Yeah. We will see you soon.
Peace. If you like this episode, check out all of our episodes on your favorite streaming platform, or even our website, themittenmusic.com. Or if you want short clips of our episodes, check out our socials. We got Facebook, we have Instagram, we got TikTok, and YouTube. We're all over the social media game. Make sure to check out some live Michigan music or listening on your favorite streaming platform.